Sauce on me. I got drip. Flood the wrist. It's homage to the.
Hey kings and queens, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Aneke. How y'all doing or whatever? How y'all doing or whatever? Hey. Hey kings and queens, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Aneke, here to Aneke Budgets, and on here we do cash stuffing, budgeting, paying off our debt and mind our business. Not necessarily in them for orders, but if that is something that you are interested in, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, like the video, and leave your comments with your 2 cents down below, baby, because we would love to hear from you. So guys, as you can see, today we are going to be talking about the budget book for 2025, which is the Royal Budget Book. Yep, you know, scream. But yes, this is the budget book of 2025, which I will be using. Okay, your girl will be doing a printable. So y'all know I will be doing the printable version, but for all my girlies who love a digital, you know, lifestyle, I do have that for y'all. So no shade, no tea, baby. Let's explore this budget book with me. All right. Okay, y'all. So I have zoomed y'all in so y'all can be up close and personal, because you know that's how we do things over here. And so we're just gonna go through all of the headers, all of the corners, and then baby, we're gonna go through the book. I'm gonna try to go through this, you know, quick, fast, and in a hurry, so you ain't gotta be here a long time, but for a good time. So this is the front of the book. We do have the front page: guide, calendar, emergency fund, annual goals, debts, and quarterly, right? And then on the right hand side right here, we do have all of the months of the year, which would basically be, you can tap on them and you can go directly to that month's calendar, right? But I'm gonna go back to the front page. Now when you click the front page, it brings you to literally the first page inside the book. If you want to go outside, you can click out here, or you can just slide, whichever one it is. But this budget book, as you guys can see, it says that it belongs to, and you do have the option to put your name in here. If you do want this budget book, it's going to be Aneke B Designs on Etsy, so you can go ahead, look it up, baby, and it will be right there as of the posting of this video. So you can see it, girl. It's going to be available. It's all that and a bag of chips. But yes, if you do want a copy of this book, and you will get both the printable and the digital version inside of the purchase. So there is that. But yeah, y'all, so this is the front page, and then if you slide again, we have the workbook guide, right? So if you did see my budget book before from last year, and let me bring it in. If you did see the budget book from last year, it did have all of this on here, but it also has some extra, but this one in itself has some extra steps or some extra information. So this is the pages from last year from the workbook guide, and so this was for 2024, but like I said, we did make some upgrades. We did keep some stuff, change up some stuff, and then added some stuff in here because we did do an improvement, baby. Okay, talk to me nice. So this is the workbook guide for the 2025 book. Next we have 2025 and 2026 calendar, because baby, come on please, right? And then of course, now that we've completed our calendar, we have the emergency fund tab, right? So this is the emergency fund tab that you guys see, and nothing happened because I'm actually on the emergency fund. But if you click any of the headers up top here, which will be the headers that you will see up until the quarterly goals section. So if I go emergency fund, you will see all of the front pages of the book on the left side, and then you will see the quarterly pages on the right side. And like I said, this happens up until the until you complete the quarterly section of the budget book. But like I said, this is the emergency page. On here we have the bills and subscription log, so you have all of the bills and subscription that you add in here, the due date, the amount, and then you can put if they're auto payments, if they're monthly payments, or if they're annual payments. So that's the bills and subscription log. And then off of your bills and subscription log, then you create your emergency fund section. So once you know what your bills are and everything, then you create your bills and expenses for your emergency fund, and then you can do 1, 3, 6, or 12 months for that, right? And then you have a little progress section down here for what your goal is, and you can put that in this section right here. Or you can do your current goal, and you can put the balance of what you have now not the current goal, but what you currently are at, what your current balance is, and then quarter one, you will start off with that same balance, what you added, deducted, and then your ending, and you'll do it for all 4 quarters. So this section in the emergency fund section has both your bills and subscription log and your emergency fund, so you can, you know, go ahead and tackle those and see exactly the bills that you have to pay to make your emergency fund work. So that is the emergency fund tab. Now we have our annual goal, and bear in mind all of these are done in a way that you know exactly. Each step is intentional. So after you finish your emergency fund, where you see all of your bills and subscription and what you need to emergency, then you can now set up a plan, which is your year at glance sheet. And so this is literally your financial goal sheet. So you can go ahead and make financial goals, the steps that you're going to take to achieve those goals. And then at the bottom of this page, we also have these SMART rules. So you can be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So you're not, you know, making decisions or creating goals that you can't achieve. And so, yes, so that is the year at a glance page right here. And then for those goals, you can do a progress check. And these are financial goals, monthly amount that you save for those financial goals. And then if you're completing them, you'll fill out each of the circles right here. So each one you would fill out individually. I am personally going to be also using this for saving challenges as well, to see, you know, did I save those saving challenges amount? Or, you know, if you like me, I might be having a saving challenge printable in the back of my book. So get into it. But yeah, so this is what the year at a glance is, and as you can see up here, it is called your annual goals. After this, we have our debt tracker section, which, baby, ain't nobody want to fill this out, but baby, you guys to do what you guys to do. So we already knew from our bills and subscription what our debts were, what our bills were, and then our emergency fund goals for all of those. So we already knew what the debts were. Now we're going to lay down the breakdown of the debts with the debt tracker. And so on these debt tracker, you have there's 4 pages included, right? There's 4 pages included. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And on each of these pages, there's 4 options for a debt, for a specific debt. Each debt has 12 months that you can put information in, and you can also use more than one of the debt tracker for the same debt. But you do have that, so you'd have the your debt name, the current balance on it, and then what is the minimum payment. If this is a credit card, which is basically what I thought about when I did this tracker, you put the date that you're making the updates on this debt tracker, what you spent on the credit card, like I said, if you did, what did you pay on that credit card, and then what is your current balance. Because if you don't know, with debt, whenever you are making payments, you do pay a portion of it to interest. And especially if you're using a credit card, that credit card, sometimes you might use it again, and so you will have increased, the amount would increase, and so we want to track those as well, so we don't want to be missing anything. But this is the debt tracker, and like I said, you do have 4 of those. And then the last thing that I did include here, because I wanted this to be a one-stop shop for everything money, child, everything money. We is not trying to have multiple things. The only thing different for this digital budget book would probably be the saving challenges, because they won't be in this budget book. But the last thing is your quarterly goals, which we have quarter 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you can do quarterly overview, just like how we have our annual goals, right? And we have our year at a glance and the progress check. We also have a quarterly goals right here, where you can do financial, personal, physical, and other. So it's 4 options you can do for goals, because while we are doing financial goals, we also want to make sure that we're taking care of our personal, physical, and maybe even spiritual for other goals that we may have, or mental for other goals that we may have, right? So take that into consideration too when we're making these goals, because money is an integral part of God, our happiness. And so sometimes money, we might not see it, but it may affect us, y'all. And I'm telling y'all this from experience, because I'm trying to sell my house and I still have to pay my mortgage on my house, and I did not know how much of a kind of a burden it felt like, even though it's an investment, how much a burden it felt like to still have the responsibility of the house without living in the house and still being responsible for all the things of the house. So That's why I say we need to make sure that we're taking care of all of the parts of the things that we have, not just our financial, because while this is a journey that you may or may be on, you need to make sure that all the other things are taken care of too. But main character energy in the quarterly network is the quarterly network page. And so on here, you can list all of your accounts, right? You have accounts, investment, debts, and equity, and then you can calculate the net worth. So in accounts, these are for your checking accounts, these are for your saving accounts. Those are what you would put in here, and however many different accounts you have, you can put all of them in here, all of them. And so I think you have 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, you have 10 options or 10 different accounts you can put on here, as well as 10 different investments, whether that's your retirement investment or your actual Fidelity investments, aka your stock investment. I have a Fidelity account, that's why I said that. But stock investment, you can do a retirement investment account, or you can do a regular stock account, or you can do a what's it called? Sure, I forgot the other one, but I'm pretty sure I remember it. But any investment account that you have, you can also have that in here, right? Last but not, well, not last, but we also have debts. You need to put your debt on here if you're going to calculate your net worth, because baby, if you should lose your job and you need to still pay this money back, they're going to still have this against you. So you won't truly have that total amount until your debt has been wiped clean off the books, and so we need to account for those. And then last but not least is the equity section of the pre-net worth calculation. And in those I've included assets, your current balance of those assets of what you owe, then also your projected sale of those assets, and then what is the remainder off of that, right? And then two of the main assets that most people usually have is property and a car. So if you have those, then yes, property and car, you will basically put those in. If you have other assets, then you can also put those in. There's two other sections for those, like I said, because main things that build equity for normal people is their property or their car. And then you have a section on each of these to put the total after you add each of these sections up, right? Now, lastly, at the bottom, we have our net worth calculation, which is a plus or add for whether you have a positive or negative number for your account, positive, negative for investment, debts, equity, and then this is equal to the total. So if your account has $10,000, your investment have $5,000, your debts is, let's say 8. Well, no, let's say your debts is 7. Let's not make this difficult. And then let's say your equity is 2. This was 10. This was 5, which is 15. This was, oh sorry, account 10,000, investment 7,000, debts is negative 7,000, equity is 2,000. So it would be 10,000 plus 7,000 makes 17,000 minus 7,000, which brings us back down to 10,000, and then equity is 2,000, so it brings us up to 2,000. So my net worth would equal up to $12,000, right? And then that's how you basically do the calculations. You can also put your notes in here of what you basically want for if there's something specific that you would like to write down. So for example, for me, when I was doing the equity in my property, I would do what my current balance is on my property, then I would do what is the current selling price of my property, and what I would write down is what website did I use. So for me, I would use a Zillow website, and I'll put down what is the selling price according to Zillow. So then I would know what is my where I'm getting the numbers from, and so then I can reference that. But yes, so this is a quarterly net worth and quarterly goal section, and so that's why it's called quarterly overview, and you have 4 of them, for each quarter. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? And then once we've completed our quarterly net worth and goals, which is the main front pages that we have, then we go into our monthly budgets. Okay, so as you guys can see, this is the monthly budget and monthly goals. There has been some changes. I won't be going over all of those changes, but as you can see, we have some on our monthly budget. We have income sources, bills and expenses section, and we have the budget binder. We have kept those the same. Some of these have yeah, we've kept these basically the same for these. So our income sources, our budget, and then like I said, our business expenses and budget binder. Our monthly goals has changed a little bit. So again, this is based off of our yearly goals, which is our annual goals, our year at a glance, which is our annual goals, and then also our quarterly goals. So let me tap. So our year at a glance is what we want to achieve in the year. Our quarterly goals is what we want to achieve each quarter, because we have those. And then our monthly goals will be at the beginning of the month, and that will be what we want to do. I'm trying to get this off. They do not like me. Thank you. And then our monthly goals will be basically a breakdown of those two things monthly, so we can see it. So we have our monthly goals, our monthly budget. We have our calendar, because baby, okay, love a good calendar. We have our cash envelope and sinking funds for us to track those. We always want to keep tracking those. And then we have our paycheck budget. So this is our paycheck budget and cash withdrawal, and we have 5 paycheck budgets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 paycheck budgets in here, and so they have the whole breakdown. And then we also have our cash withdrawals, and then we have our account tracker, which is basically our expense tracker, and you have 4 of those pages. So in essence, this is the overall budgeting book. At the top of the sheet, you may have noticed that the top has changed a little bit, and I do want to point that out because, like I said, the left side is the front page of the book. The left side is the front pages of the book, and then the right side is the current month's pages. So this budget goal, this calendar goal, this is the cash envelope and sinking funds, paycheck 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and account tracker is all for the month that you're currently in. How do you know what month you're currently in? On the right hand side, your month that you're currently in will be the month that is at the top. So we're in January right now, but if we slide, you will see that this is February at the top, and then January has now moved over to the left. And so that is how it will be for everything. And so this is July, so July is over here, June has moved to the left, April's over here because April is what we choose, and you can move to the left. You can go backwards and forwards, with your months, and then backwards here, go July, November there, go April. Every one of them brings you back to the page, right? So if you ever are in a month, right, and you decide that you want to write something in that month, right? So this is April, so let's do April just so you guys can see. And then we are going to switch to July, and then we're going to write this, as July, right? If we click, make sure I can click back. If we click April, boom, we're in April. We click July, boom, we're in July. So, you can always, like I said, go back and forth and you will be fine. But these over here will be for July, while if I was to click April, these will be for April. So let me click paycheck 3 and then, or paycheck 4, since that's what that is now. And then let me put April, right? And then let me click July and then click paycheck 2 and then do, oh, I forgot. Girl. All right. Paycheck 1. All right. Because that's what we're doing. So this is paycheck 1 in July. And if we put on our movement, we go April, paycheck 3, or what's the paycheck 4? Paycheck 4, you can see this in April. If I go July, and I do paycheck 1, which is where it's at, you see July. So like I said, each of these is based on the month that you're in. Each of these are the front pages. So yeah, y'all, but that, like I said, is the budget book. I'm just cleaning these off, y'all, because baby, she still got to use it. Okay, she still got to use it. So yeah, that is my budget book that I'm gonna be using in 2025, y'all. This is the last, well, this is November, but next month is the last month to basically be in 2024. Like 2025 is a month away. Crazy. But if you did enjoy this video, if you did enjoy the budget book, I hope you consider subscribing to the channel. Yes, we do want you to subscribe as well. We would love for you to make a purchase if you enjoy that. If you don't, that's cool too, baby. That's cool too, you know. Shout outs to you. And get this budget book. Like I said, she's available on Etsy at Aneke B Designs. That is my new Etsy shop, and I'm super excited. And yeah, but if you also want to see how I'm doing this cash stuffing to make sure that this budget is right and get this money click tack and in shape, then you can click the video that's going to be coming up right now on the screen. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoy. I hope you buy the Royal Budget book, and my name's Aneke. I will see you in the next one, and enjoy the video on the screen. Bye.
How you wanna do it? How you wanna get it? I'm out that, out of my mind. Can't even talk, can't even walk. That little thing.